20 years ago, Britain's first anti-police riot of the 20th century erupted on the streets of Brixton. It was an experience that was to change the face of modern policing. This is the story of the Battle for Brixton, from people that were on the front line that weekend in April 1981.
I was able to vent my anger. And for a day or two, I believed that did some good.
I got married that weekend. I got married on the Saturday, and it was a good day for me, but it was also pretty horrendous.
We didn't know what was going on. None of us did. It was just a complete and utter shock.
It was absolutely chaotic. To this day, I have never seen anything like it. It was like war. It was all-out war.
"5 days before the riots began, the police started an operation that was to end in disaster. Faced with high levels of street crime in Lambeth, police began Operation Swamp. Plainclothes police saturated the centre of Brixton, using the powers of stop and search. The sus law gave police the power to arrest a person they suspected might be loitering with intent to commit a crime. In 5 days, almost 1,000 people were stopped. The community weren't consulted about the operation, and tension on the streets of Brixton reached breaking point.
The police were seen as enemies. They looked at us as enemies. I don't know if people can really appreciate, really understand what we mean when we say that. You know, police would watch us from cars. They would cruise slowly in their vans. And I don't know if you know what it's like when 10 or 12 fully grown men are just looking at you as you walk down the street, what that does to you. That makes you get nervous if you're not guilty. That makes you start to panic and do things that you wouldn't normally do.
The stop and search situation, the sus law as them call it back in them days, was rough and it was raw. It was wrong the way it was implemented. I'm not saying that the police mustn't go out and go and do their job. No one ain't saying that. But it's the way you go out and do your job.
Once the police stop people, they stop them in such an horrendous fashion, strip search them on the road, you know, so that would draw a crowd down. Ordinary shoppers would stop to see what was going on, and people would be shouting across to say, well, what's happening? Why have you stopped him? What has he done? Tell us what he's done. Where you're taking him? And of course, the person will be shouting that, my name is so-and-so. Can you tell so-and-so that I'm going to the station?
I remember one day, I was with my friend Tigo, and he went to the telephone box. I waited outside while he made his call, and I was looking in the furniture shop, which was next door to the telephone box, only to see in the reflection a big van, police van, slowly cruise past and stop. I was surrounded by police and asked, am I going to rob the furniture shop? It was a rough time. It was a time waiting for a thunderstorm, I would say. And it came in the summer of '81.